No, just trying to figure out what that is there. It's a bag of peanuts or walnuts. So I was on this. Now I'm on the phone because I'm on the laptop. Oh, because I returned home, and on the way home, I went in to see someone mentioned that the house next to Iwama is now a Vietnamese food shop, which seems to be true. Iwama's house was actually there was no lights on in Iwama's house. He was dead. Yeah, it was a good. I didn't charge my phone, or I would still be. This is see that that's my. That I've been drinking green tea. That's what's keeping me alive. If I'd have been born upper class, I'd probably be up a fucking mountain now. Oh my god, I'm trying to prove how brilliant I am by climbing mountains because Papa left me a load of fucking money. There's not many working class fucking mountaineers, working class explorers, working class adventurers, because they have to fucking work for a living. I actually lived with two guys. One guy was the only guy to ski down that Matterhorn from the top. There were four people that did it. He was one of them. He skied down from the top, but there was a section where he had to be lifted down by a helicopter to the next section. And the other guy was he holds the world record for the longest unassisted walk down this 900 kilometers down the side of Lapland. And he lived with me because it was my place, and he lived with me, and he couldn't keep up with me when we were running. He was 10 years older. Pussy. But I was very, very fucking fit at that time. There is nothing like being fit, honestly. It's the best fucking thing you'll ever have in your life. Just running. You know, I don't mean star walking. I don't mean like walking. That's fucking stop that shit. I mean running. You know, I can't understand why fucking we call it star walking, which because in my city there was like a 12-mile walk. So when I was fucking a lad, 12-mile walk seemed to be like a fucking massive achievement. And they did the marathon. I did a marathon. It took me 5 hours because the cunt mate, Alan Nadin, we were in the reserve Marines together. And he said, "Oh, we've got to pace it." I listened to that stupid fucking cunt. So we were doing 8 or 9 minute miles, fucked up my fucking knees. And anyway, I ended up like saying, "Fuck you, you cunt." And I ran and I did, it was like 5 hours, thing. And he did it in 5 hours, 20 minutes. So if you're a marathon, a good time for a marathon is anything under 4 hours. Really is. Apart from doing a marathon in the first place, that's great. But doing it under 4 hours, 3.5 hours, 4 hours for a normal person, that's great. If you do it in 2 hours, you're just fucking showing off. No one likes you. I bought this last night. 800 yen. Les Armes de Cambrias. That means Cambrian arms. So if you go to Cambria in Italy, you drink this, you get some more arms. See that? Pay stock? Pay stock, what that means is you become a fucking alcoholic and you have to pay the doctor. 2019, product of France. We know it is, because it's pays doc. I want to know is how they can fucking send wine from Chile. And it's like fucking $3 to $4 for a bottle, all the way across that ocean. $3 to $4 for a bottle. That's fucking strange. Did they bottle it here? I'd love to see that operation. Oh, a lot less people washing tonight or watching. My mom and Tom and Geek were on tonight, or Dan. Cool name, Dan. Dan Hagerman. Should be a fucking film star. Dan Hagerman. Why isn't that guy an extra? $73,000 new cases in Japan, and I still walk about with a mask on. I'm trying to hope that I did have the fucking. If it's a big one now, this affects you in your. Although my BMI, according to BMI, when I remember when I went on a diet, I got to 94 kilos, and I said to my fat cunt friend, I decided to go on a diet because my knees were hurting. This fat cunt was 130, 150 kilos. And he was amazed that he was some kind of fucking hero because his knees didn't hurt at 130 kilos. But they hurt me. So I fucking lost weight. I went down to 75 kilos. I'm 5'8", by the way. I'm not a giant of a man. And I lost, in a few months, I lost fucking, it's 94, nearly 20 kilos. And I used Herbalife, green tea. And I was running like fucking 6 miles a day for a month down the river. And I knocked the weight off. And I still had a stomach. Even when I was 72 kilos, I still had a bit of a stomach. And I look good facially. My looks improved. It's very strange that a lot of people, when they lose weight, they do become more attractive. And I was at 75 kilos. I was even more attractive. Can you fucking believe that? I know you can't. So, but on that point, there are some people that are like fat, heavy, big. They lose weight. They look fucking worse. I cannot understand that. Because I don't know, the face drops from the face or whatever it is, but they actually look better. I'm sure you do. So what I've decided to do now is, instead of waiting for dozy cunts to fucking talk to me while I'm fucking speaking, is just speak. Or maybe I should just stop. I don't know. This is my living room. Well, it's not my living room. It's my bedroom. It's fucking shy. 15 years ago, I used to share this with my lovely wife But then I decided to divorce her because I was always fucking up. And she went on to better things, not as a person, as a man, but she went to better things because then she could get a full-time job working for one of the biggest companies in the world. If I didn't do that, then she would have still been fucking getting fucking shit money as a fucking Japanese wife, because they don't pay Japanese wives. They say, well, this woman needs to get back to work, but we'll fucking treat her like shit. We'll pay her like shit. We know she's good. And most, most Japanese wives, they're fucking intelligent. Most of it graduated. A lot. My wife didn't go to university because they paid for her stupid brother to go to university. But if she'd have gone to university, she wouldn't have met me. I just wonder now, is there anyone out there that went to university that would take me on? Yeah, Moi-chan. But Moi-chan is just fucking me about. I fucked up there. Never mind. Can I recommend my favorite artists to you? They are Maisie Peters. She's a 5 foot girl very cute girl from Brighton area, the south of London. I love these stories of these fucking buskers, these young kids like Justin Bieber, Maisie Peters. They went out on the streets as children, playing their guitar, singing their songs. And this is why I don't like people that fucking slag off Justin Bieber. If you've got $70 fucking million as a fucking teenager, how the fuck would you handle yourself? Fucking not very good. That guy was fucking 10 years old and he was supporting his mum. He was bringing money home to his mum at fucking 10 years old. How many of you cunts have done that? The people that slag Justin Bieber. How many of you have done that? Fucking supported your family. I've done it. I was lending when I was 10 years old. I was lending money to my mum and to the neighbours. Hello, Murray. Sorry, Murray. I don't know how long your comments been because I'm on the. I've got to look to the right, which reminds me of a video I did. I did a parody of. Beyonce's "To the Left, to the Left." Oh, your shit's to the left, to the left. Are you still there, Murray? I did a good. So much happened to the battery, Murray. Oh my god! Yeah, I had a fucking bit of an accident earlier. I don't know. It's not fucking plugged in. So. Glad I got fucking warning there. I think the weather, it's been good today. The last few days, it's been great. Sunny, in the from about 10 o'clock, sunny. It's a beautiful world. I see what's happening in the fucking New Zealand paradise. I didn't read too much into it, but I saw the headline with your prime minister's put her wedding off. She hasn't been fingered in fucking weeks. What's happening, Murray? Fuck, man, I need to travel. Travel is the best thing in the world. I want to go back, but I would love to, and I include Russia in that. I'd love to stay in Russia for at least a month. I would love to. Yeah, but it's but this Omicron is fucking, however people want to say it, it is. It's still killing people, but not to the same extent. And but the people, and it's not fair, but it's because it's killing people with COVID. And it is easily, so they say. They haven't been inoculated yet. So, but also I'm hoping that if I do it, and I may have already had it actually, not get and cancers and life-threatening diseases. This shocking. This is fucking blocking up all the fucking system. It's not good, is it? And by coming back, I got a message from the computer saying that my connection was unstable, and they are quite unable for me to put my message across. I bet, for example, in the south of the country, most of the population is in Auckland. I'm sure in the south of the country, you don't need those fucking in the South Island, you don't need those fucking reductions. You don't need that fucking. There maybe, but now because of Omicron, it looks like not. So. Yeah, but it's not. A lot of people they want to enter Japan. What the fuck is wrong with this bastard connection? Yeah, but no, but Christchurch is that's the major, but that's the major city, yeah. So, but I'm sure you've seen that thing in England with Boris Johnson. What a complete cunt! What a complete cunt! He's just like Hitler without the war. He maneuvered. He's like Hitler without the Night of the Long Knives. He just maneuvered his way into the position. He was taking the piss and ridiculing the fuck. He is a cunt. He's the cunt that comes to your fucking. He's the cunt that comes to your fucking party. The fucking obnoxious loud cunt. What's it like now, Murray? Murray, one. How many seconds before you got that message? Is my voice breaking up? Let me close this to the window. What time is it now in your place, Murray? Fuck, I don't know. What was it? Most of the time, I don't know the fucking titles, mate. What can you type in the title? I don't know. I can't see it. I forget. I forget the title. No, that was Joe Ally. Sorry, Joe. Joe, what is it? I don't know. What's the title, man? Oh, okay. Okay, it's just I turn the corner. It's like a play on words. So it's like I turn the corner. For example, if you've got a problem or you're trying to stop doing something or you're trying to quit something, but I turn the corner. So I turn the corner, but I live in a cube. So I'm always constantly turning corners. So I never cure a problem. And that's the I don't know if it's too deep. I don't know. But that's it. I only just thought of it myself like fucking when I did the video. So so I've turned the corner. So when you turn the corner, you're going on to better things, or you sorted yourself out. You've sorted your problems out. But the problem is another corner's coming up. Live stream before this, and I drank off a bottle of gin and a beer. So this is my. I don't know if it's a penance, but I like because I like talking to people, and my best friends are online. Murray from New Zealand, Tom Finland, Dan from America. Being drunk, that's all I can remember at the moment. young Hugh James from London. Could be a good name for an album, a bulbum. Hello, John. In the 1980s in England, I think I would have made a good candidate for a fireman, actually, but I got a good job. But they used to, when they said when the fire service was asking for recruits, fucking hell, the number of people that would apply for that job, because they saw it in England. What they know, apart from being an exciting and interesting job, there was also the other side where I don't know if it's the same in America, but they knew you could sleep night and then you could do a taxi job in the daytime. Well, it's pretty late, John. Why so late, my friend? I was talking to Geek before, but he went out a couple of hours ago. Yeah, you just you gotta keep working, John. You've got to keep working, John. That's the thing. When I used to work for Telecom, which is also a good pension if I'd have worked 40 years. But when I worked there this would be like 40 years ago, and I used to play football, so I would go inside the office and work. But they used to tell me that at that time, people that retired from telecoms, they would be dead in 2 years. And he was on. He didn't be swearing. I met a pilot, and he said it was very similar to the pilot union as well. people that fly planes, and he said the same. And see, the problem used to be in those days, 50, 60 years ago, is that once, well, if you were poor and you worked down the coal mines, you'd die from ill health. But if you had a decent job, you would die from boredom or nothing to do. Yeah, that's it. But the thing is, John, that people in those days, they didn't fucking do shit like that. They used to sit about and mope. And so they didn't fucking do exercise. They didn't go cycling. They didn't do this and that. 12 years. Wow. Just keep going, man. Yesterday, I I like go around picking scrap up and things like that. And there was this, it's what's called teppan, and it's used on roads and it's used into driveways and as well as kitchens. It's very heavy metal. And I knocked on the windows, and then I knocked on the door, and I heard this voice. He goes, "I'm coming." Took a very long time for the person to come, and it was a very, very old guy in the yard. Can I take it? Do you need it? And a very lovely old guy, and he couldn't walk. He could hardly walk. And he came outside, and because that thing there, that over there, the iron. He goes, "Yeah, I don't need it. You can take it." His birthday is Ganjitsu. Now, Ganjitsu is the first of his New Year's Day. So next year, it's very pleasurable for me to meet. It was an honor and pleasure to meet such an old person. He was 99 years old, and we will be 100 New Year's Day next year, and I want to go back, and hopefully that he'll still be alive. He will make it to 100. And I said to him, "Gambate kudasai." That's please try, please fight. And so I hopefully this guy gets to 100, and it is such an achievement. And there were two guys in America, two people in the industry, Bob and the George. What's the guy with who used to smoke the cigars? And they. Yeah. Well, they don't. They carry on working. I have a friend. I've done videos on him, and he's like 73 now, and he's a Kyudan. He's a Kyudan karate teacher. There's only 22 of them in the world, probably most in Japan. He makes food for his dog 6 days a week. Fuck that. The guy with the Judan is actually judo. As much as I usually spend, $8. But I noticed some Californian, yeah, that's it. The Japanese lifestyle. But the thing is, though, John, the pension is shit. If you work for a big company, the pension is very good. Is my language. But I don't mind working when people look down at you strangely. So, but luckily, being a foreigner in Japan, You have better opportunities. My construction, my connection. Oh, fucking hell. What's up with this fucking thing? Am I still. Can you still hear me? Am I losing my people? Well, Murray's gone. Yeah, the green tea's, you know. The green tea's a good thing. Well, I don't know if it's less stress because you've got the this year there was like 20,000 suicides, and which is at its most there was like there was like over 30,000 suicides a year in Japan, and I honestly think that if I lived in America, would I be able to like fucking provide for an American family? That seems very stressful, the salary, all the added costs. I did think about that once. With 300,000, they'd be very, very happy with 300,000. So, but the thing is, if you've been educated in a school, you work for the right company, you would with seniority, you would get up to a salary. Yeah. Shit, man. No, you could. Yeah, yeah, without a doubt. I live on less than that, but like I'm sort of my fucking where I live out cheap. Let's put, well, you could get in Tokyo. You might get an apartment for be a small apartment and be like 80,000 yen, something like that. If it be, you could like live in the countryside. You could get a place for 20, 30,000. Even in Nagoya, there are places for 20 to 30,000 yen. Place. Someone offered me a job last year to look after a free accommodation and a ski pass and they paid me 30,000 yen a month. So if you've got your accommodation for free, you can get cheap food here. It's not all that expensive. I was watching a video the other day, and Dubai, they had they've got when it's common sense really, because not everyone in Dubai is a millionaire because their outside workforce comes from overseas. So they've got to have cheap places to eat. So they do have cheap places. Yeah, without a doubt, like yeah, when I this place I'm in now, when I started coming out, I got ripped off, paying like 115. I was paying like 115,000, and at that time that was like 1,400. Like I got October, but I was earning a lot of money, so I could do it. I was tricked. So I'm guessing, John, that if you've got that bigger pension, then you must have spent your life in it, and you were like a top of the grade, like a commander in the fire service. No, you can get really cheap places, yeah. But it depends what you want to do. If you lived in the countryside, then you probably need to spend. You probably need to. But if you got like like if you come from with your job, if you came up, I'm sure you'd be okay. People would want to talk to you. So problem is not the money and living. It's actually getting into the country and staying here. Okay, yeah. So like if you that would have to like learn the language, and to be honest, I don't know until what age you can get a cultural visa for that. No, you don't have to learn to speak Japanese if you want to come here. You don't need to speak Japanese. In the large cities, I know people, not kidding, I know people, they have lived here like 25, 30 years. They couldn't, they don't know 50 words. I don't, to the cultural visa, you would need like a black belt to get a cultural visa. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to get unless things have changed. I don't know. And the other one is to get married to someone. So you could easily get married to someone that wants a green card. I don't know how that would work in reverse. So then a foreigner wanting to live in Japan. Or if you are a black belt, then you can get a cultural visa. Whether you can get one at your age, I don't know. So did you ever visit Japan? Is Okaniwan, is that a style? I've never heard of that. Chinese lady offer you $30,000 and you fucking turned it down? Are you fucking mental? What is wrong with you? John, we all we all make big mistakes. And I have like not refused, but I haven't taken the advantage like of being with very talented, attractive women. Dollars, mate. Uechi karate. I've never heard of that. Kyoku, is it Kyokudan? Well, no, you've seen Green Card, the movie. just move in with her. Just get a 2-bedroom flat and just for 1 or 2 years. But obviously, once you're if you're in a good job or a good but if it all depends, doesn't it? If you're in a good job and a good situation, then you're less likely to be tempted. But if you're like a loser, I would have joined the Royal Marines if I was in I the Reserve Royal Marines, and so because they would have me. The regular Royal Marines wouldn't have me. But then again, I was fucking quite young when I went for that, so. But I did think about it when I got my Green Beret. I thought about it, but I had a fucking good job, you know. I think I'm not motivated by certain things. It would be good to know what I am motivated by. No, because I was thinking so yeah, didn't you say 71 the other you've been retired 12 years? So you can retire at 55? No, because I was thinking of the same thing like I'm not divorced, but I'm separated. So I was thinking of finding another woman with the same name as my wife and like going to England and getting a cash settlement. I don't think it would have been such a severe penalty in England. How many years did you do in the fire service? But I also thought of maybe I could even be a bigamist. So you got a full pension after 32 years? Wow, man. That's good. That's a very attractive job. Full pension after 32 years. No, I did see something, but there was like a pension after 20 years for the army and for the police. I went to when I was 18, I went to join the police. They were not impressed because my dad was a full-time criminal. Fuck my aren't the taxpayers in America fucking pissed off that you can retire on $4,000 a 400,000 yen? Fuck, man, that's amazing. But you must have been like well up the like I said before, you must have been a commander or something like that, yeah? A fire commander. I don't know if that's the right terminology, but fuck, man. If I was a fucking young man in America, I'd want to be a fucking I know dangerous job and people do die, but fuck, man, that's I think I would have made a good candidate for a fucking fire person actually. But because when I was like 20, 22, I was very, very fucking well, I fucking earned a Green Beret. So I was fucking very, very fit. So But in England, I don't know if it's the same in America. I guess it is the same in America. The firefighters become very, very big. In the Reserve Marines, there's a battle footage, you have to be able to run 1 mile in a certain distance. I don't know if I was even fitter when I did judo, because I did judo 2 to 3 times a week, and then I used to run most days. Yeah, in Japan, they're training every day. There's a fire station near me. It's about 2 miles away. The guys, they're all fucking slim and fit. So it's not the same in Britain. Might be now, but it wasn't when I was a kid. Yeah, I think if you want to, I think you should try it out for a few months once the fucking COVID is over. Yeah, you should try it out, man. I am Oh, your cunt was old for review, tough bastard. Yeah, well, it's goes with the game, yeah. It's like I say, if I was, you could go anywhere, but if you like Japanese things, then like I say, try if like I say, I don't know if the age is a barrier, mate. I can check it out for you. But if the income is not a problem whatsoever, people survive on less than half of that. So they live on less than half of that. No, I used to live in Tokyo, but now I live in. Yeah, I'm sure. Like if you're in shape as a 67-year-old. Costly, like if but like I say, if you've got that kind of salary, you can afford to treat women or pay for meals or things like that. But you know, but if you want to pay for women, you should go to Thailand or Vietnam. And I don't. There's nothing wrong with that, by the way. No, I just said. I think I said. Oh, Nagoya area. No, it doesn't get cold, really. No. My house, I don't have heating. I'm sat now in a cold room, but as my wife once said, it's because you're fat. No, it's not very cold at all. No, no, it's not cold. When you start to go to Nagano, some parts of Gifu or Hokkaido, then north of Japan, then it's cold. It's not cold in this area. The snow like is gone. In the longest of times, it takes 2 days for the snow to go. But in Nagoya, they are very conservative. Peace. Yeah, if you live in California, you know, mate, it's gonna. Then you should come over here in April. No, like I was in California for a few weeks, and it's got the fucking most perfect climate. I lived in. I lived in. Well, I stayed. Should have said lived. I should have stayed. I stayed in. I stayed in Santa Monica for 5 weeks, and then I've been back quite a few times. And the weather in Santa Monica is perfect. That area, that part of California, fuck perfect. Never. It's sometimes like that in September in Japan. With the wife and kids, and we went to Disneyland, and I can't remember. It wasn't as warm as usual as I remembered it. So 75. Yeah, there you go. When I first went to Santa Monica, and I thought it was fantastic on the beach, the acts, and I thought it was great. I really did. I wanted to live there. I went to so we've with my mate. We visited a friend close to, but you know, as a visitor to there, it's great. But now I've seen all the fucking, you know, throwing everyone on the street. There's no fucking decent available. There should be no market rates for fucking housing. Yeah, the friend of a friend I stayed with, his apartment in 1988 was $600. It was rent control. Fucking really nice one. Massive, 2-bedroom, massive apartment on Wilshire. Wilshire and 11th. Well, there's a lot of beggars, but there are also a lot of people that are fucking employed and got jobs, but they just can't afford housing. Oh my God. Yeah, I remember seeing a video of a guy, an homeless guy. This was in California. Well, he's in America anyway. And he was washing his fucking bollocks. I would have fucking beat him. I really would have fucking beat him if I saw someone doing that. call me self-righteous, but you're fucking washing your bollocks in a fucking... I don't know if you had a fucking drug problem or not. He was washing his bollocks in a fucking drinking fountain on the street. What you mean? They don't arrest you if you shit in the street? The coppers don't do anything, but they shoot black people for nothing, but not arresting shitting in the street? Yeah, but I must admit, there's not many people that shit in the street in Japan. Yeah, but the leaders of the countries don't. The leaders don't care. And these fucking bureaucrats too much money, so they don't give a shit. You know, when in England and in America as well, how can it be that the fucking people in Whitehall, they are because if you get so much money, you just yeah. But the liberal agenda, you know, and it's both bad ways. To the right and the left, is both bad ways. There is no common sense. They just try to outdo each other, left and right. You know, but in California, that's really fucked up. Yeah, well, I was brought up on welfare, so it's. But my dad said to me, my dad's advice to me was, go on the dole. You don't need to work. I drink dinner time and nights. That was I'm not kidding. That was my dad's advice to me. You don't need to work. But I could never invite a friend into my house. For periods of time, we had no electricity, we had gas. I had to use my paper money to my dad to buy food. This cunt was telling me you don't need to work. But on welfare, there are generations, 3 generations, they live on fucking welfare. But when I saw, but once you've actually, maybe if your parents on welfare, like they had a house and they fed you, and then maybe you can do that. But when your parent on welfare spends all the money on fucking drugs or beer, then you got... That's the most massive. That's the most massive. You know, my dad. I heard it. I don't know if he said it to me or he said it to someone else. Because when we were working, I bought a house when I was 20, and I took in my younger brothers, and they still don't fucking appreciate it. And not only that, I fucking charged them they paid about fucking £5. They paid about $8-10 a week in rent for furnished accommodation. They put nothing into the fucking house. Nothing at all. And like I said, my dad wouldn't hurt if they each gave me £5 a week. Fuck you, you cunt. I'm giving you fucking nothing. You get a fucking beer. If you're in the pub, I'll buy you a beer. But apart from that, I'm giving you no fucking money. I'm living in heaven now. Obviously, you haven't seen my fucking room or rooms. I did. When I first came here, this Japanese guy thought I was something that I wasn't, and he was a very, 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 very rich fucking Japanese guy, and he bought an apartment. He rented 2 apartments in 19, and I could live there for 1 year. Brilliant. So that was the nicest place I've lived in my life. Well, you can do it. You've got the money, mate. Just wait until the borders open up. You know, you just come here on a tourist visa, and then just whether it's possible for you if you've got a black belt as your age, cultural visa at 67. Maybe you can get a cultural visa in language, maybe. But see, you can support yourself. So you can support yourself. So there may be a fucking. I wouldn't say I was living into no. No, it's just interesting. It's nice. My Western foreigners that live here, they want to stay here because they like the beer, they like the food, they like the culture, they like the safety. Yeah, but like I say, but the thing is, you can support yourself, so it's no problem. And if you got in touch with the local embassy, you know, just say, I want to go to Japan on a long term, but like I say, you can go there. You can come to Japan and you can stay for 3 months. You've got enough money to do that. And so just get an open ticket. Japanese. No, well, they're just more intelligent than. Maybe the thing is when foreigners, they say to them, you're attractive, you're nice, you're pretty. They don't get that from Japanese men. So today I was giving away chocolates in the restaurant, and some of the staff, they were very, very happy. And it was pleasurable for me too. So it's nice. You know what I'd do? I'm too old now, but I would love to go on The Greatest Catch, and I would. No, it's not attention. It's just they like being appreciated. Most women like being appreciated, but maybe in the West. I don't want to sound woke, but really all over the world, men don't really appreciate women. So. But you say you haven't been to Japan. How do you know, Onsen? No, there are lots of countries like it. It's not just Japan. And apparently in Thailand and the Philippines, the men are even worse. So. It's a strange balance. Like recently, I went to this woman. I've known this woman a long time just by sight. She's fucking unbelievably attractive. And she was in the supermarket, and I just went up to her and I just said, "You're looking great." That was it. She was made up this, and I saw her on the street like 2 weeks, and I should have stopped and I never talked to her. And I don't know if she's married, but she's fucking 50s or 60s. But it's like fucking Angelina Jolie. She's fucking so pretty, this woman. She's so pretty, this woman. And but she scares me. She's so beautiful. She scares me. So have you been to other than in California? You know, she cycles past my house. She knew so I shouldn't smile because I hadn't seen her after I told her. When I went up to her and said, "You're looking great." After that, oh, sorry, and I saw her in the street, and I didn't talk to her.